Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, Anissa. How are you?
I am great. How are you? It's
Oh,
so
I'm doing.
awesome to be on here.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you on.
Thank
And
you.
we are going to be talking about overcoming shyness and doubt. Clearly, Anissa has overcome this, as you can see over there. So, we're going to be deep diving into this topic today: how to overcome doubt and shyness. So go ahead and invite your friends, family, coworkers, tell everybody, that's anybody, that's somebody to join in to watch this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. So excited to have you all today in the studio audience and glad to have you, Anissa. Let's get this show started. Hi, I'm Kim Jacobs, the Balance Doctor. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real, relevant, and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
All right, welcome Anissa Talip on talking about overcoming shyness and self-doubt today. We're going to deep dive into this topic, so I hope you've already shared this broadcast with your friends and family. Let me share with you that Anissa is an administrative assistant. She's also an author. She's also a youth leader at her church. She's self-taught baker and the owner of Sweet Treats by Anissa. Welcome, Anissa Talip, to the Kim Jacobs Show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and to just dive into this topic and talk about it because it's so important. It's so relevant, and there's so many people dealing with it. So
yes.
I'm
all right.
excited.
Well, let's get started. What even started your whole shyness? What happened in your life that said, this is it, I'm going to stay in this bubble kind of for my lifetime? What happened?
Well, I kind of grew up being the baby. I am the youngest of two. So my sister was kind of like always the outgoing one, and I was the one that's always home with mom. So growing up, that kind of, played a part in that. But it's just the self-confidence that I had because, I didn't always feel like the prettiest girl in school or within my friend circle, but I didn't have any friends, just like my classmates. But what really kind of like impacted it for me was when I first got to the United States. I was placed in junior high school, and I just made friends with this awesome young lady. But unfortunately, because I ended up being awarded Student of the Year. And because of that, she actually stopped talking to me. So my self-confidence from that point just kind of fell because I didn't have any friends from that point on. I was by myself. I wish I knew why, but I don't. But because of that, it kind of impacted me in such a negative way. So moving on to kind of high school, I kind of focused on my studies, but because I was sort of like the nerd of the class, nobody wanted to talk to me. And if they do talk to me, it would kind of like be, what's the homework? Or can you do my homework? Or
can you do my homework? Like, just do everything for me.
Can I cheat off of a test, from you? So it like all of that kind of impacted how I felt about myself because I didn't feel relevant, being in junior high school and being in high school and even through college. Growing up had a part to do with it, not being exposed to a lot of things and kind of like being the child that stayed home with mom all day. And my sister being the one that kind of goes out, that played a role, but just the experience I had in school really kind of picked at that kind of self-confidence that I thought I had, the little bit that I actually thought I had. So yeah.
That's important. So, child, how important is it for children to have good friends growing up in their younger years? maybe you can speak to that, because a lot of parents will have their children learn from what you're sharing today.
Absolutely. It is so important, not only for your child to have good company, but also for you to know who the people are that they're hanging out with, who the kids are, their behavior, their attitude. Because when you think about it, the friends that your kids are hanging out with, it's who they start to become. So if they're hanging out with a bad crowd, eventually they're going to start picking up those habits and start doing the things that their friends are doing. It doesn't matter how well you brought them up, that's what's going to happen. So it's so important for parents, and I'm not a parent yet, so I'm just speaking off of
Being
what
a child that grew up and what you experienced.
So it's so important for you to know who your children are having as friends.
Excellent advice. Okay. And so when you realized that child that was your childhood friend that you really revered, looked up to, admired, it was your buddy, and for whatever reason that person didn't choose to celebrate your accomplishment. And we don't have to go too deep into that, but the point is that hurt you, and it helped to kind of further make you in a reserved mode with other kids. So you weren't as open at that point going into high school, right?
Absolutely. That just because I didn't want to go through that again.
Right.
So that kind of like kept me in a bubble. I'm not going to make any friends, so I'm not going to be hurt. If I get an A, nobody's going to stop talking to me. So
right, because they're not celebrating you or not celebrating because they're not your buddy, right?
So I kind of put that wall up, so it kind of like avoid that hurt. That would come if I do, make friends with somebody, and eventually they'll stop talking to me. So yeah.
Oh, that's so unfortunate, because I think it's so important for women and people, not just women, but people, to celebrate each other and to celebrate each other's accomplishments and not have like ulterior motives and things of that nature. But because once a person gets burnt, though, in a situation, it's kind of hard to not put that wall up and say, I don't know, what are you here for? What are you trying to accomplish? Are you going to celebrate me if I become an author like you have,
Right. Yeah.
So how did you break out of that shyness to be able to embrace who you are today, Annie?
Like I said, it's been tough, and I'm talking about, it wasn't just like a little bit of shyness. I remember, and I had shared this story before, when Kenise and a whole bunch of us would go out for lunch after church, and I would be the one that would kind of like look for that chair in the corner seat.
So it was a whole lot of shyness.
It was a whole lot of shyness. I'm talking about when I have to speak, my voice would literally start cracking, and you would think I'm about to start crying. That's how bad it was. Like, I didn't want people to talk to me. And if I have to go to, even if it's a family gathering, it's like in my head, I'm just trying to come up with excuses as to why I can't come, because again, I don't want to be in that kind of situation. So it was a whole lot of things that kind of played a role in that. So, starting to grow more in God, that's what just helped me to overcome that. So getting to know God, getting to know who I was in Him was so important for me. And I remember, I was going to youth group, and, just being, like, I wouldn't say anything. I'm telling you, it was so bad. Like, I wouldn't even say a word. So when Kenise had approached me to actually take over for the youth group and be the youth leader, like, in my head, I was kind of thinking like, are you serious? You're talking to me, the girl that can't even say 2 words, mind you, and you want me to teach young people. You want me to lead them. Like, I can't do this. Like, and I start doubting myself. I start saying that you've never done this before. You've never taught young people before. You don't know the word of God, and all of these doubts kind of like just start flooding my mind. You're not good enough. There's so many people out there who can do this so much better than you. Like, and all of that. So all of that self-doubt started to flood my mind. So and then I started praying about it, and I just heard God saying to me, to take a leap of faith. Just go and do it, and I am going to be with you. And as I started doing it, at first it was hard. Let me tell you, when I say it was hard, it was so difficult because you have these young people that are just staring at you. And
Right.
at that time, I was about 5-6 years older than them, so not
Right.
much
Right.
age difference. So you're up there, you're teaching the Bible, and you're afraid of saying the wrong things. You're afraid of messing up. So, but one thing that I've learned is that when God called you to do something, He is
Yes.
never going to abandon you. He doesn't call the equipped, He equips
Never.
the calling. So once I stepped into that calling, once I stepped into that purpose that He had for me, the self-confidence just came, the boldness just came, the courage, the strength, the wisdom, the knowledge, everything that I needed to become a youth leader and stepped into that calling. Everything just flowed and fall into place. And from that point on, it has just been amazing. I still do struggle. So if anyone out there is struggling with this, you still are going to struggle. But you need to remember that once He calls you to do something, He's never going to leave you. He's never going to call you and not show up. And that's something I'm so big on, that He is not going to call you and not show up and not give you what it is that you need to accomplish and be successful in what He is calling you to do.
Wow.
So I just give God all the glory for who I am today, the person that you see sitting in front of you. And also a big shout out to Kenise, because like you said, you don't want to keep friends around who are going to be jealous of your accomplishments and not celebrate with you. So, I mean, besides God, she has played a major role in molding who I am today. So a big shout out to Kenise. And I had said before, get a Kenise in your life. If you don't have one, you need to go out and search for one. And you can call her because she will.
This is Kenise, everybody, right here. In case y'all are like, who is Kenise? Kenise is the author, the main author of this book. This is how I fight my battles. And Annie is one of the collaborating authors on here, broke out of her shy mode and is doing her thing. So that's who Kenise is, just so everyone knows. I'm one of the contributing authors as well to this book. That's how I met Annie, is by our sisterhood that we have there. So I'm so excited that you're on today. And we're talking with her about how to overcome shyness and self-doubt. Let's go to some of the studio audience comments, because people are chiming in and they may have some questions and comments for you. Let's see. Emmanuel says, hello, Kim and Annie. God bless you both. All right. Glad to have you, Emmanuel. Pastor Eric Yule says, wow, that wall that we put up. Glad to have you. Vanessa says, we need to know the me God sees.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Can you speak to that for a second?
Absolutely.
And that me that God sees.
Right. Because at the end of the day, we see one person and we see all the flaws. We see all of the mistakes. We see all of the wrong things. But God sees us as perfect. Yes. We are His masterpiece. And that's what I titled my chapter in This Is How I Fight My Battles, because I had to come to a place where I had to realize that and just understand that I am His masterpiece, and He is just continuing to work in me. So my situation that I talked about in the book, like I had to go through that in order for Him to make me His masterpiece. So it's so important for us to see ourselves through the eyes of God, because again, He doesn't see the flaws. He doesn't see the mistakes. He doesn't see all of the things that we think are not making us good enough, because He sees us as perfect. We are made in His image. So we are perfect no matter what. And He's going to love us regardless of our mistakes. So it's so important, especially for young people, to understand that. Because I mean, society paints a picture of what you should be, what you should look like. And it's so important for especially our young ladies and our young men to understand that It doesn't matter what the world thinks of you. It doesn't matter what your friends think of you. It doesn't matter what the haters think of you. It's who you see yourself as in him. And that is so important for young people to find themselves in his image, in God.
Wow, excellent. Hello, Kim and Annie. God bless you both. And Vijay is praying for you.
My
Amen to what you
sister.
said. And our obedience can truly determine our victory, Vanessa said.
Absolutely.
Everybody hashtag Kenise Itwaru. And she definitely pulls people together. She's a connector. We love Kenise, and anybody that has encountered her knows that she is a force to be reckoned with. And she often says that, look, I don't need anybody to invite me to the table. I bring my own table. That's her big thing. Bring your own table. Well, now her new thing is, I don't even need to bring my own table. I need to own the manufacturing firm that make the tables. I was like, go Kenise. So make sure you hashtag Kenise Itwaru. Okay. Get yourself a Kenise Itwaru. Yes, Vijay. God does not define us by our mistakes. And make sure somebody tags Kenise and let her know this is a whole shout out for Kenise on the Kim Jacobs show today. So yes, I believe in giving honor where honor is due, and honor is definitely due to Kenise Itwaru. So okay, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Anissa, let us know. I'm going to call you Annie because that's what I usually call you. Is that okay? I'm trying to call you your professional.
Fine.
Okay. So when we get back, tell us how you like, I'm coming out. I want the world to know type of thing, right? I'm going to let it show. Okay. How did you get from that shyness to I'm out here now for real, and there's no turning back? So after this commercial break, I want you to tell us exactly what that looks like. Everybody, let's learn from attorney Kenneth D. Snow.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
All right. And everyone, make sure you stay connected with the Kim Jacobs Show. If you haven't subscribed, take a moment to subscribe on our YouTube channel today. All you have to do is go to YouTube, The Kim Jacobs Show, turn on your notification bell to all, and you'll be right here in the studio audience when we go live Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, welcome back. And again, I did say that attorney Kenneth D. Snow is today's episode sponsor. Let me let you know how you can get in touch with them. It's 704-358-0026. Again, 704-358-0026. You can email them at info@snowlegal.com, or you can reach them on their through their website at snowlegal.com. They deal with all types of accident cases and personal injury cases. You name it, you can go to Snow Legal and let them know that you found out about them through the Kim Jacobs Show. Okay. All right. And Nisa, anybody before you speak, let me find out. Does anybody want to know how Annie broke free from her shell? If so, put a 1 in the comments. Say, hey, I want to know. Put a 1 in the comments if you want to know how she broke out of her shell. Because look at you. You don't look like you ever experienced any shyness, right? You look great.
Thank you.
Celebrate you today. And I'm honored that you're an author, and I celebrate you. Okay, so listen, put a 1 in the comments. Do I see some 1s over here? Yes, I see 1s. Any other 1s? Put some 1s if you want to know how Annie broke out of her shell. We're going to tell you regardless. I just wanted you to participate. Okay, go ahead, Annie. Tell us how you broke free from that shell. Here's some more 1s coming in.
Absolutely. I mean, it just started with just doing things you're uncomfortable with. just exposing yourself to more things. And for me, that was being so involved in my local church and just doing a whole lot of things. And again, I'm going to give a shout out to Kenise because, like I said, she played a major role in molding me and just taking me under her wing and just helping me to break out of that shell. So for me, it was just engaging more in my church. And it doesn't have to be a church. Listen, you can engage more in if you have social groups, or if you're a student in your high school, in your college, or even at your job. You can participate in so many different things and just expose yourself. Listen, if you're uncomfortable in something, that's an opportunity for you to grow. Because if you're comfortable where you are and you're never uncomfortable, you're not growing. You're stuck where you are. So you have to put yourself in that position of being uncomfortable. And that has helped me so much to kind of break out of my shell and to burst forth into, again, this person you see before you. And that is one part, but I touched on it before and I'm going to say it again because it's so important. I would not be sitting here if it wasn't for God, if it wasn't for his work in my life. I wouldn't have been sitting here if he didn't, first of all, if I didn't allow him to do what it is that he needed to do in my life. And that is so important because I remembered when I was in college and I had to take a communications class, and you have to get up in front of class. You have to act out a play. You have to say poems and stuff like that. And I was so nervous. I'm talking about it was bad. I was so nervous. And I remember I used to pray and I'm like, God, why am I like this? Can you help me? Can you help me to be more bold? And nothing ever came of it because I wasn't allowing him the opportunity to work in me. I wasn't allowing him the opportunity to change me. So again, you have to be vulnerable and allow him to do what it is that he needs to do. And again, it's just finding yourself in him because we are the children, we are his children, the sons and the daughters of the kingdom. We are the heirs to his kingdom. And once you understand that, like, nothing can stop you. Let me tell you.
That's the point. Nothing
can stop you. So the self-doubt that you've been, feeling or experiencing, or whatever the enemy is trying to tell you you are, God says the opposite. So if the enemy is telling you you're not favored, he's saying you're favored, you're blessed, you are perfect. So understanding, and that has played such a major role, like I cannot stress it enough. And it takes work. You're not just going to pray and God's going to, magically overnight, make you into a bold person. It's not going to happen that way. You're going to have to put in the work. So again, like I said, putting yourself in those uncomfortable situations.
Yes.
And just having faith that he is going to show up, that he is going to be with you. So it's like now when I'm ready to walk into a room, like before, like I used to like slowly open the door, walk in, find a seat in the back. Now I just, I command the room that I'm walking in, and I don't want people to see me. I want people to see him. So I want people to see the Jesus in me. So when I walk into a room, I'm not there. So once you have that understanding, people are not looking at me, they're looking at him. And at the end of the day, I mean, we know who God is. So,
Oh my gosh. I feel like just tight in my cheeks. I feel so full of joy. And yes, okay, this is actually a great comment. Yes. Like with praises, Johanna said.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's how I feel right there. Yes. Okay, let's see. Some other comments came in. Good morning, ladies. My mommy said, hey, mommy. Okay. Vanessa says, stepping on the waters of the unknown, a blank page, write, draw, scribble. Go ahead, Vanessa. And she wanted to co-authors too. That's why you could tell she got that writing capability. She's just like flowing, flowing, Vanessa. You flowing, girl. Stepping out of your comfort zone. Yes. And hello, and welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show, Johanna. I'm glad to have you on today. Very glad to have all of you that are in the studio audience. We don't take it for granted that you are part of the studio audience here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Nothing can stop you, according to Anissa, nothing can stop you, because why? We are the sons and the daughters of the King. We are the children of the King. And these are all quotes right from Anissa, who's here today on the Kim Jacobs Show, talking about how to overcome shyness and doubt. If you have a question for Anissa, or if you want to tag a friend or invite someone to be a part of today's broadcast, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to do it now, because she still has much more to share with us. So take 30 seconds, invite your friends, and go ahead and type your quick question. Go ahead. And we are back with Anissa Talip, and she's talking to us today about how to overcome shyness and self-doubt. Now, Anissa, I know you said that your mom played a very important role in your whole journey. Talk to us about that.
Well, my sister and I was brought up by a single mom. And let me just say this, at the end of my life, if I end up with just half the strength that she has, I mean, that's all I want. But yeah, we were brought up by a single mom, but she never told us we cannot do something. So whatever it is that I wanted to do, and they call me the jack of all trades. They call me multi-talented, but I like to say that I'm versatile. I can do
Right.
do it all. So growing up, whatever I wanted to do, like I remember, like I was like so into like cooking. Like she would go out and just like get all of these things and just, have me make what it is that I wanted to make. And it was the same thing with the baking too. I mean, she bought me my first, that I still actually use today, a stand mixer. So, I mean, she has played such a major role. She has always encouraged me to do something. And whenever, again, that self-doubt starts to flood my mind and I keep telling myself that I can't do something, she's always there telling me you can. She's always there kind of like pushing me and giving me that extra push that I need. So like she never, like I said, that you can't do something. And she
Right.
always said, if you fail, you fail. At least you're trying. So just give it a try. And, you will never know unless you try. So, I mean, like she has been my strongest support system and my best friend. So, I mean, yeah, I just love her, and her strength and her resilience has inspired me so much. And just seeing her raising two daughters, because again, she just like, we came from Guyana and she just like was put in this position of being a single mom. And I could just imagine what that must have felt like, being in a foreign land with two almost teenage daughters and just
Right.
doing that all by herself.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, her faith, I mean, she has played such a major role in who I am. And I'm just so thankful for her. And
Wow. I'm so thankful for you too, Mommy Talip over there. Okay. Is that your mom's last name?
yeah.
Aw. And my mom is the best ever, in my opinion, too. I just adore. She supports everything I ever done in my entire life. And you're right. When you have a mom that makes you feel like you could take on the world, you could do it all, you could do anything. Failure is like, so what? You failed in that area, get up, dust yourself off, and keep it going. And that's how my mom made me feel. I didn't even realize that we were poor Even though we were living in this inner city housing project, it was literally people who knew it as the bottom and they called it the bottom, and the grocery stores were below and all of the negative connotations associated with it.
Right.
You could not tell me and my friends. Actually, I don't think my friends knew that we were poor either. We thought we were like, doing something special. We in our neighborhood rocking and rolling and living life and having a great life. But I do think that parents can play a key part in that, and helping to shape our mindsets,
Yeah.
So, and my mom made me think that I could do anything I believed I could do.
Yeah, and you kind of, as a child, you grew up with it, but as an adult, it's still in your mind.
Yes.
So parents, don't ever tell your sons or your daughters that they can do something, or when they do make a mistake, don't put them down.
Right.
Just lift them up. Just encourage them. Let them know that in life, mistakes are going to happen. It's impossible just to avoid mistakes.
That's right.
Just like Kim said, just teach them to get back up, dust yourself off, and keep going. If you fail, you fail. The main thing is, and the most important thing is, that you tried.
I agree.
Just keep trying, keep pushing, keep rising. So it's so important for parents to just encourage their kids.
Yes. Now, and do you share, and you can tell me because I may be the only person that feel this way. I do think that a mistake is a mistake, and a mistake is something that you didn't intend to happen. That's, to me, the definition kind of, I don't know I got to look at the Webster's definition. That's Kim's definition. Something you didn't intend for it to happen. And
Absolutely.
It's like, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I learned from that mistake. I'm better. I'm going to go forward with the knowledge that I've learned from that mistake, so that I don't keep making those same mistakes again in my life.
Absolutely.
So I believe that God gives us grace and mercy through those situations. But what about situations where you're like, no, I did this, I'm gonna keep doing it, I'm gonna keep doing it, I'm gonna keep doing it. That's different than a mistake, in my opinion. What's your thoughts on that, Annie?
Absolutely. You're intentionally doing something, so it's no longer a mistake. You're intentionally choosing to keep doing whatever it is that you're doing over and over and over again. So making a mistake once or twice and learning from it, and just letting that help you to not do it again. But when you're intentionally doing something over and over again, that's where it's not a mistake anymore.
Yeah, well, I talk to my children about that. That's the reason I say that, because it's like one time you do this and it's like, okay, but if this is kind of becoming a habit, then we need to look at what's causing the behavior behind the habit. And we'll deep dive into that more. And so they can quickly learn and get past whatever hurdle is in going on in their lives. So that's been something that's worked well in our family. But okay, so you are also a baker, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
So let me put this image up, because I was like, oh, this is great. Talk to us about Sweet Treats by Anissa.
So again, this was actually birthed from just a hobby. I never actually went to school for this. I never went to a class for this. I call it, I'm a self-taught baker, because I just learned most of my skills, almost all of my skills, from reading books and watching YouTube videos, and just doing it, actually, just, actually trying it. So that's where, the Sweet Treats by Anissa came from. It actually started birth from a hobby, just making cupcakes and, like cake pops and all of those good treats. And eventually it turned into actually baking these amazing cakes, which I actually love. It's something that I find joy in doing, and it just calms my spirit. It just calms my soul.
Nice.
So I just love doing baking. And for me, the way I look at it is that you have all of these raw ingredients and you have all these separate things, but when you put them together, it becomes this extravagant art, this extravagant masterpiece. And I just love that. I just love taking separate things that may not seem beautiful and may not seem bland, it's tasteless or whatever it is, and just putting it together. And then this amazing masterpiece kind of like birth forth, and you see that. And that's what I love. And that's every time I make something, that's what I look at. Like I thrive to see the end product of what it is that I'm making. And that's just my like holy grail
Wow.
there.
That's so awesome. So how can people get a taste of these sweet treats by you?
Well, unfortunately, right now it's just in New York. So if you are in the New
You have
York
to come
area,
all the way to New York to get your dessert.
yes,
When I come there, I want a piece. I'm telling you in advance.
I got you. Don't worry. I got you. Just let me know when you're coming down so I can prepare it. But yeah, just right now it's just in the New York area. You can go ahead and you can find me on Facebook and also on Instagram. It's Sweet Treats by Anissa. And yeah, just go ahead and yeah, you can contact me whenever you feel like having something good to eat or sweet to eat.
So if you're in the New York area, what part of New York area?
It's Queens, New York.
In the Queens, New York. So if you're in the
Yeah.
Queens, New York area, you can't be in Buffalo thinking you're going to get these treats. You got to be in the Queens, New York area. But you can definitely check out Sweet Treats by Anissa right on her Facebook page. They are worth you definitely getting some. If you're anywhere near the Queens, New York area, she can pop you something in the oven and have it to you quick and in a hurry. That's so awesome. People are celebrating you and they're like, yes, sweet treats sound good. My mom would order one. See, she would order some from you. I can promise you. Somebody said, moms are the bomb. Yes, moms are the bomb, literally. Oh my gosh, what can you do with that? Mommy, my mommy, my mommy. Okay. And for those that don't have their moms here on this earth, because obviously not everybody has their mom here, I encourage you to connect with somebody else's mother, because the love from a mother that just pours out. I know if you need a mother to pour some love on you, my mom, once you meet her once, she'll send you cards, birthday cards. She becomes just like this loving, compassionate person to everybody she meets. So don't feel like you don't have somebody that you can connect with, because there are some moms that have extra love to share. Okay. Aw, sweet treats by Anissa is what Vijay said. Make sure you guys, if you're in the Queens, New York area, make sure you support her business, Sweet Treats by Anissa. What if you got a whole bunch of orders over the weekend? You'd be like,
Oh
Kim, don't.
I'm gonna have to work 24 hours. No sleep.
Somebody said, can you please franchise this? Can you please franchise this?
Hey, listen, never say never. So the future is still open.
Oh, there you have it. So that's a yes. When I hear that, that means yes. All Kenise has to hear is the future is still open. Now she's going to have you with Sweet Treats in Charlotte, Sweet Treats. And you know that, right?
Yeah, every state in the United States.
She's going to be like, please don't ever say you don't serve other areas. You know, she's going to be calling you. Oh, that's so funny. I'm enjoying this episode. Listen, today's episode is also sponsored by Hunter Everett Law Firm. They deal with a lot of the disability cases pertaining to like Social Security disability, or if you're dealing with some type of workplace accident, or you're dealing with something where a family member may have passed in a wrongful accident or something that's happened, then make sure that you reach out to Hunter Everett Law Firm. Let's learn more about them now.
I'm attorney Charles Everett. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers.
All right, everyone. And let me put their information up again in case you want to capture this. It's hunter-everett.com. They are in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, and they're also in Richmond, Virginia area. And their phone number is 704-377-9157. Several people that have been guests on the Kim Jacobs Show have actually gone to utilize their services and have spoken very highly of them. So please continue to use their services and say that the Kim Jacobs Show did send you their way. All right. So Anissa, tell us some fun facts about you. Tell us some things that, you've been shy, you've overcome this. Do you still kind of fall back into that mode periodically?
sometimes, I mean, it's always there. It doesn't completely go away, but it's that constant reminder for me to, just not let what, because in our minds, we're always going to think about what other people are thinking of us. And we're always going to think about, how we're presenting ourselves, which is important. We have to present ourselves in the right way. But of course, the self-doubt, and again, going back to actually starting Sweet Treats by Anissa, I was so adamant about doing it. I did not want to do it because, again, there's a whole bunch of people that are making cakes and doing all of these wonderful things. Like, who's ever going to order from me or, want to, have one of my cakes? So again, it's like, listen, the enemy is going to try to make you think you're worthless and you're not good enough. But it's that constant reminder that, you are who you say you are. You are who you think you are. So if you think you're unsuccessful, you are going to be unsuccessful, because it's all with the mindset. It's all about how we think of ourselves. So if you think you're a failure, you're going to be a failure. And my self-doubt and shyness kind of like it prevented me for years actually from actually starting a Facebook page and putting my products out there and putting pictures out there, because again, I thought people are gonna think, oh, what is this? Like, everybody makes cakes. So
not everybody makes Sweet Treats by Anissa.
But again, it's all about having that confidence in yourself and telling yourself that you are good enough. You are going to be successful. You are going to be, whatever you put your mind to. So it's so important. And we're all, it doesn't matter how far we've come. Again, like I said, I'm not the boldest person in the room, but I've come a far way from where I was. I've come a long way from where I was. So it's always a work in progress, and it's always you always have to work, at it, but never be afraid. Don't ever be afraid of doing something. You might be nervous about doing it. You might, have questions and little things about doing something, but never be afraid of doing it. Never tell yourself that you can't do something, because at the end of the day, sometimes we are our biggest critics, but we can also be our biggest support system. We can be our biggest encourager. So mindset has a lot to do with it. Just, focus your mind on the positive things instead of the negative things. And for me, that's what kind of like helped me to actually start Sweet Treats by Anissa, and like doing all of these other things and just like honing my skills and having confidence that I am good enough. Because it's what I say about myself that matters, and what God says about me that matters. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. So
yes, well, what we're saying is hashtag Anissa Talip. Hashtag Anissa Talip. So everybody, let's celebrate Anissa today by just hashtagging her. If you're watching even the replay, or you're hearing this on iHeartRadio or any of the audio downloads, hashtag ANISSA TALIP, hashtag Anissa Talip. Very well said, is completely accurate. Very well said. Determination and hard work always leads to success. Thank you for typing that, Tasha. I love engaged audience members. So thank you. Studio audience members are amazing, and they make the show what it is. And without you all in the studio audience, it would not be as fun. So thank you. Vijay, thank you so much, Tasha, all of you that are in the studio audience today. Thank you. Okay, Anissa, tell us, do you have some type of like alter ego? You know how you talk to yourself, you'd be like, okay, it's time. I gotta get ready to get in my mode here. I have one, but I haven't told people what it is, but it does work. It works. So do you have one?
I kind of do. I didn't realize it until you actually, mentioned it, but I do talk to myself a lot, and people might think I'm crazy because I always talk to myself, especially like, in front of the mirror. Like I'll talk to myself like even before like I have to go do something. So yeah, but I've never thought of it that way. But there's this kind of like other personality that you have. I wouldn't say personality, but you're this other,
Like how Beyonce often talks, I don't even know that much about Beyonce like that, but I know that everybody talks about that Sasha Fierce. So
absolutely.
when she goes out on the stage or something, she turns into this whole different kind of character. And
Right.
so I was like, I read that in a book. That's the only reason I'm so excited. But she does that. So I've seen her, I'm like, whoa, she's performing at a whole different level. So it does make a difference. So
Yeah.
tell us about your alter ego.
Well, that person, that alter ego is more confident, but in like if I'm in my room by myself, that's where that comes from. But it kind of pumps you up, to get you amped up.
Mhm.
But yeah, yeah, I guess I do have one. I never thought of it that way, but I guess I do have one.
Well, I'll tell you, mine consists of, I'll tell you who it consists of anyway, since we're talking about it for a quick second. And you guys, if you have an alter ego or something that you kind of pull from and you're excited about, because, those that are Christians, we always say God because we love God and we honor God and we want him to be our main overarching alter ego source or force, right? But then we have some excitement and genuine enthusiasm about different people that we encounter in life, right? So a few of mine, I'll just say some names like Oprah for sure. I love and adore Oprah. And then Michelle Obama, Lady Michelle Obama, love and adore her. And then my mommy, that compassion and that love and that consideration and that she just thinks so much of other people all the time. And so I always want that component to be in there too. And so I have those factors. And then I did think too one time about like Angela Bassett too, because she's like, oh, rock hard. And she got this whole, yes, baby, I was like, so anyway, I have a few that I kind of say, I like this about this. And I think
a little bit from everybody.
right, yeah, a little bit of different pieces. And I'm like the confidence and the charisma and the, so whatever your alter ego thing is, put it on there if you want to share it with us. We'll get you some motivation. Okay, Anissa, tell us what's your favorite food.
My favorite food. I love to eat, so it's hard to kind of like narrow it down. But I would say my favorite food would have to be Italian.
Italian. I love Italian.
I love pasta. Just give me pasta every day. And
no, but then we can't eat pasta every day, right?
And the bread and all of that, but Italian food and of course, my Guyanese food. I love that. I cannot go without having a Guyanese meal for a week or for a day. So yeah.
But tell us a Guyanese meal. Like, give me a visual of a Guyanese meal. Something that would be like this, your specialties in Guyanese.
In Guyanese, I would think their specialty would have to be curry chicken.
Curry chicken, okay.
Yeah. So that would have to be their specialty, or anything curry for that matter. But yeah.
So lots of curry seasoning.
Absolutely.
Curry fish, curry something, just curry. Put it on there.
Everything.
Okay, good. And what about your favorite color? Tell us your favorite color.
My favorite color, I'm actually wearing it. It's red and black. I just love that combination. And it's so weird because I'm actually wearing red and black. But yeah, red and black is my favorite color. If I have to choose anything, that would be it. It's so endless. It's so timeless. And it's such a beautiful
Thank you, Shannon. Shannon's backstage. And she knows those are like colors I would wear every day on the show as my signature things. But she works backstage with the Kim Jacobs show, right? And so she's like, Kim, can you please stop wearing black all the time? What? I like black a lot, right? And she's like, I would see you in some colors. So that's why you see me now. I'm wearing colors all the time. Because she's like, do not put that black, because see, I have my red chair and then my black outfit, and I thought I was going to be set. That's what I was going to wear every day. Black and red, black and red, black and red. Even though purple and red are my favorite colors. But I was going to wear black all the time. I have like a whole closet full of black clothing. And then now with Shannon, I've had to go out and just kind of expand some colors. So that's why what is this? What color do I have on? I don't even know what color. It's
Green?
teal. It's greenish teal. I'm just putting on colors, messing with Shannon. And she's like, yeah, colors. All right. So what about, I'm trying to think, my brother said, Kim, please don't wear black all the time, sis. And I know Shannon, I should put you on the screen, but I'm not. She's like, do not pull me on the screen. So let's see. She's like this backstage. No, I can see her backstage and this. So she's like, do not do it. Okay. So Anissa, what else do you like to do for fun?
For fun. I don't have a lot of spare time lately, so I haven't been doing much, but I like to do a lot of crafting. So crafting is my go-to when I'm not baking. I like to call myself a little old lady because all I do is like crafting and doing all of these things and baking or cooking. So yeah, and just, hanging out with my sister and my mom and kind of escape from all of the work for a while. So
that's fun.
Yeah, it's good to take a break. It's good to do things that is good for our mental health as well. And we actually talked about that in our For Unity episode on Sunday. So it's good for us to spend time with our families and just to put everything else on hold and just spend time with our loved ones and just take that
important.
Yeah.
So important. I call that I wrote a book called Extreme Balance Makeover. For those that want to know, I have a few books. One is called Extreme Balance Makeover, how to have a better solution, better focus, and a better life. But in the book, I talk about being here now and how important it is to just be in that moment and be here now, And so I really celebrate that concept that you're spending that time with your family. Now, in your book, how do people get a copy of This Is How I Fight My Battles from Anissa, who is one of the contributing authors right here? And I want to make sure that people know how they can get this book from you today.
Well, you can contact me through Facebook. Just send me a message and I'll just connect with me. And that's pretty much all you need to do. Just find me on Facebook, send me a message if you like a book, and we can go through all of the payment options and all of that.
Okay.
Through that.
I'm gonna put that up here because that's very important, because this book is filled with what can people get from the book. So you talk about it today. I talk about it all the time.
Oh my.
What can people expect to learn from This Is How I Fight My Battles?
Listen, if you have not read this book, you need to get one, because there's so many amazing, amazing stories of strength, of resilience, of just, learning to overcome. So it's for everybody. It's not just for women, it's for men, teenagers, women, it's just for everybody. And it's so amazing. When I was reading it and I was going through it, I thought I had a tough time. But I mean, the ladies in here are just phenomenal. Their strength, it's so inspiring. So again, if anybody, even if you're not struggling with something or going through something, it's good to prepare yourself, sort of like. So this book it's not just stories. It's not just, us telling people what we went through. We're actually showing you how we actually overcame our situation and how you can also apply what we did. And you can overcome whatever that, battle is in your life.
That's good. And definitely, everyone, check that book out. Go ahead and get it from Anissa today. You can get it, and her information is right here. You can go to her Facebook page, follow her, Sweet Treats by Anissa, reach out to her, and she'll share with you the payment option to be able to get This Is How I Fight My Battles, and you'll be able to order it right from her today. And let's see, some other comments came in. Love the titles on both books. By the way, that's a beautiful color. Thank you so much, Rosalind. Thank you. I don't know what Shannon got me wearing today. I'm excited. She's my special. She's probably like, I didn't tell you to wear that. She just told me to wear colors. So let's see, 60-second challenge. Courtney has my brother, he has an Courtney program, which is a Courtney Wellness Companion program. Make sure you guys check it out. It's at iCourtney.com, and Courtney is with 2 E's. Let me see if I can pull that up right quick. And here it is right here. He's at Courtney_Wellness Companion and at I_Courtney on Instagram. You can learn more about his Wellness Companion program. They do exercises, cooking, you name it. It's a whole community of people that do some really great things. And I think he's only offering it for $4.99 a month right now, which is amazing, actually, for the amount of stuff that people get. I've never seen anything like it's amazing. It's amazing. And that's more information on him as well. iCourtney with 2es.com. So, Anissa, what else do you want to share with us? You know how you come on a show and you're like, man, I'm getting ready to get off and I forgot to say this, or I didn't make this one point and I'm going to end up regretting it later. Tell us that point now.
That point would be, you can do anything you set your mind to. I just want to encourage everybody out there. You are never too far gone. So even if you've been struggling with, again, shyness or self-doubt for many years, God has a plan for you. He has a purpose for you. And once you step into that calling, he is going to show up. And I've talked about this, and he doesn't call the equipped, he equipped the calling. So don't be afraid.
That's good.
Don't be afraid to step into the unknown. Don't be afraid to, like Vanessa said, step on that blank sheet, because he is the author. So trust him. Trust the author that he is going to do what's best for you. He's never going to fail us. He is never going to abandon us. So have faith in him and trust him, and also have faith in yourself. Never let what people tell you define who you are, because you define who you are. God defines who you are. And that's something that, I have lived many years trying to live up to expectations from other people.
That's right.
Yeah. And I talked about that. I touched a little bit about that in my book. In the chapter that I wrote, that I always tried to be the best for someone else. But at the end of the day, I just have to try to be the best for myself and be the best for my mental health. And it's so important. Again, don't let people define who you are, because you are so much more than what other people say that you are. Nobody's gonna want to see you successful. Nobody's want to see you overcome and be triumphant. So just believe in yourself.
Yes. I love you, Anissa. I love you, love you, love you. I love that God brought you from a mighty long way, as people say, and that's a blessing from God. And to let your light shine like this at this new venture or juncture in your life is just wow. It's a wow moment. And I'm celebrating with you. I'm celebrating with you today. So grateful to have you here on the Kim Jacobs Show. You've blessed my soul.
Oh,
you blessed my soul.
For having me.
Yes. All right. Listen, everybody, make sure that you tune in tomorrow. We have 6 more authors that's going to be right here on the Kim Jacobs Show, right from the book, My Walk Past Hell. Now, these ladies are resilient. They're unstoppable, unsinkable, everything you can imagine. They have been through hell, walked past it, and they're going to be here, 6 of them tomorrow, talking about their story about my walk past hell. Now, the book is coming out in April, and they're going to be talking about bits and pieces of their story and their journey right here on the Kim Jacobs Show at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Thursday, we have a young man that's coming on saying the lie I lived. The lie lived. And he's an entrepreneur and father. He's going to be talking to us as a male about the lie lived. And He'll tell us what that means on Thursday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to be in your virtual seats. And on Friday, we know we have Freestyle Friday. So we have experts that's coming on from all walks of life, talking to us about health, wellness, education, credit repair, you name it, real estate. They come on and talk about it right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. If you're interested in actually getting to become a part of an 8-week masterclass that I offer an 8-week and a 4-week masterclass teaching you how to start your own talk show from scratch. A lot of people have been reaching out to me and they were like, well, Kim, how do I start this? How do I do this? I said, okay, you know what? I know what I'm going to do. I've created a masterclass. So you can work at your own pace during the 8-week online masterclass, and you'll be able to speed it up or slow it down or work one per week, whatever way works best for you. Or you can go through the 4-week masterclass, which is one-on-one sessions once a week with me directly. Virtually, we'll be just like we are right now in this, and we'll talk and do a 4-week session that's more of a condensed version. So I'll share with you as we get ready to close today's show this program and how you can register at kimjacobsconsulting.com. But before I close out, because I'll let that be the closing of the show, Anissa, any final things you want to share today?
Just thank you so much for having me on here. And I hope that at least my story would touch someone out there and help them to overcome the self-doubt and the shyness. And if you ever need to get in contact with me, if you want to have a chat or talk to me, I'm always open. I'm always there. So you can connect with me through Facebook. And just again, constantly keep reminding yourself that you are the best. You are, you are who you think you are. So
awesome. You are who you think you are all day long. That's something Henry Ford, he said that. So make sure you know that you are who you think you are all day long. If you think you're great, you're great. If you think you're not great, you're not great. But you have to have a thought about something that's positive towards you, or there's not going to be any positivity coming from you. So keep that in mind, everybody. And you heard it today right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. And we're going to say thank you, Anissa, for being here today. Thank you. And thank you all so much for tuning in to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. We're going to close out and see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, everybody. Bye. Stay put, Anissa, and I'll be talking to you backstage. Have a great one. Here's how you can sign up for the masterclass, everyone. Hey, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, and I'm so excited to go on this journey with you. You and I are going to have a great time as you go through this course on how to create your own online show from scratch. Everything that you need to know from A to Z, everything that I know anyway, I'm going to pour it into you. We're going to have a great time talking about what should your show even be called? Who's going to be your guest? How do you identify your target audience? How do you be able to get your studio audience engaged? What type of lighting should you use? All kinds of things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the different platforms that you should use. We're going on this journey together, so go ahead.